It's 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Paul Harding from Martin Harding Mazzotti going to talk to us about Karen today, I think.
Ken and Karen.
Ken and Karen,
that's
McCloskey.
Yeah, the internet has named them Ken and Karen. Paul, that's probably beneath you to call anyone any name. But they're also known as the McCloskeys. So they were the couple when the protesters came through their gated community, went and got their guns and were waving them around. So what were they? Is convicted too strong of a word, Paul?
They were charged.
Charged.
So they're charged with a felony. And that just kind of came down yesterday, and everybody's trying to figure out where that's going to go.
So what is the felony? Is it the aiming thing we were talking about?
Yeah, so what happens is they're saying that they, were using their weapons in a way that was aggressive towards someone else. I mean, I can't walk around, assuming I had a gun, I can't walk around the mall, I can't walk around certain places and wave my gun. It's dangerous. It puts people at risk.
Hey, Paul!
You can't order up
nice rifle.
You can't order up the dollar menu pointing your gun at the items.
I could get some free press. I'd be at the front page, yeah. But the difference here, in New York is the same as Missouri. It's called the Castle Doctrine. So if you're in your home, you do not have a duty to retreat. So their position is, hey, there were hundreds of people coming through our gate, coming on our lawn. We were in fear, so we stood our ground and we brought the guns out. And you saw how she was waving it around like she was going to shoot herself, right?
That was their problem.
I thought she was going to hurt him.
They should have just gotten a couple of rocking chairs, maybe a sweet tea, sat on the front porch, and put the gun over their shoulder. It would have done the same thing.
Unfortunately,
would have done the same thing.
This is turned political because now the governor's coming out and he said on Hannity that he's going to pardon them. But if this did go to a trial, Paul, they would probably win, wouldn't they?
I think they would. I think they would win, and I think probably, what the prosecutors see been kind of saying is, listen, we're not taking jail time here. We just want them to be educated when you can and cannot use your gun.
Right.
Again, charged with a felony is pretty serious, right? So people, now here he's a lawyer, so that can affect his license, ability to practice law. So in a situation here, he's probably going to take this coast to coast. He's probably not going to accept the plea. Then, of course, if he is found guilty, a pardon, I think we learned last week, a pardon is basically erases the charge.
This picture we're looking at, Paul, is something that I was hoping to find. But look at where the gun is. You got Karen flailing that thing around with a loose wrist, and it's behind the husband.
I know.
Behind her husband's head half the time, and it could go off.
Yeah, that's a hunter safety fail right there.
Yeah, that's brutal.
No.
Yeah. Charges should be he should have brought the charges because he was in tremendous amount of danger. When you have a gun, the general rule is you always assume it's loaded, and then you always point it sort of away from anything or anybody that's not your intended target, right? So I mean, she's violating the rules. And at first, when I thought they were charged, I thought they were going to be charged with just some kind of like they didn't have the proper authority to have the gun. Didn't have the right registrations or something. So this charge seems a little aggressive, and again,
white chinos and a pink golf shirt. I would have gone in and switched up the clothing too.
That was Sunday dinner too.
Yeah,
there's a couple of empty bottles of Grigio clinking around.
No question about it.
So Grigio, I guess I do know, Paul. It really is political, right? Like you said, the charges are aggressive. Is it a Democrat leading that charge?
Yeah, it seems like it is. It seems like they're going to kind of, people wanted answers, and the prosecutor gave an aggressive answer. I think that this is going to go away. Everyone's surprised the charges were brought. They were in their home. New York, again, has the same rule. It's called the Castle Doctrine. Other states have stand your ground. You can be in the park, and if you feel threatened, you can pull your gun out. You don't have a duty to retreat in certain states. In New York, we have a duty to retreat, but we're in our home. We do not have to retreat. We can use deadly force if we feel threatened.
In our home or on our property?
On our property, in our home. Some states have car. You could be in your car. New York doesn't.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So isn't that where the argument would go down? If it goes to trial, wouldn't the argument go down that they're right in their yard, right by their house?
I'm just trying to figure out where my argument's going to go down when I get into that argument.
No, you lose that one. Yeah, as long as you're you could be on your property line.
Okay.
And that falls under the Castle Doctrine.
Okay, good.
Wow, this is the world we're living in.
Yeah. I'll just sit on the porch, make them come to me.
Well, hey, this is
like some shooting ski, Paul.
I actually think this is a step up. Last week we talked all about executions.
Right.
This
there you
week,
go.
I think this is very informative. So.
That went through, by the way,
Paul,
another execution.
You're the best for playing along each week. We really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Paul. 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW1010.com. Always a pleasure.
Talk soon, guys. Thank you.